Hello. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
The system works. Off to a flyer. Episode 1. Brilliant. Hello. I'm Jonny.
I'm Lee.
And this is...
Virtual Pint.
Virtual... This is Virtual Pint, our brand new podcast where we mess up straight from the start and talk shit, basically.
And you never know, somewhere down the line we may get that right.
I doubt it. If I know as well as I think I do, we'll get to episode 50 and we'll still be ballsing up the intro every week.
Yeah, that attempt was probably the best it was ever going to get.
Yeah, beginner's luck. How are you?
I'm good myself, friend. How are you?
I'm also good. Oh, I'm not. I'm lying. But for the purposes of bit politeness, I'm fine.
For as much as any strangers need to know, yeah, I'm all right. Doing okay.
Yeah, we're great. We are absolutely tip top. I haven't got a strip of painkillers in front of me. I'm not drinking water because it's that time of day where I can't drink caffeine nor alcohol. It's great. Things are just great.
Oh, good. Shall we tell
the people
all our one potential listener?
Who is it? You or me? We'll find out.
Yeah.
Tell you next week who it was. Who got bored enough that they listened to this?
Just to boost the numbers.
Yeah. Well, it's like that on me radio show. Oh, I dropped it in already. That's the first, what do you call it? Shit, words escape me. Plug. There's the first plug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite sad, really. Because I was talking to my mate, actually, because he always tunes in, bless him. And he was saying, who are the two viewers? Is it me and you again? Because we've got a bit of a running joke where only him and I support each other, and maybe our mum, and that's it. But I was like, actually, no, it won't be, because on my screen it said one waiting, which was me, because I tuned in before it broadcast, and I knew you were listening.
Yeah.
So I knew you were the other person. So it was you and him, and then I was also listening. So I think I had 3 listeners.
Yeah, wow.
Fuck yeah.
You've made it.
Oh yeah, big time. That's it. Calvin Harris better look out, coming after you.
I'm sure there was a day when only his mum listened to him too.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
maybe
no doubt. When he's about 6 or something.
Maybe in a few episodes we can get Calvin Harris on and we can ask him.
What was it like when it was only you and your mum listening to your show?
Yeah.
So any shameless plugs, Lee, while we're, patting ourselves on the back?
No, I'm gonna save mine so they flow like yours did.
Oh, right, have it happen organic.
Yeah, I don't want to just drop anything. I want a beautiful segue just to slip it in whenever that may happen.
Speaking of segues.
Oh, that would be good.
Too forced. Shall I shamelessly drop that the music that you can hear, if I remember to put it on and edit in, is also me?
I think you should.
Yeah. And I just realised you couldn't see the Ali G flick that I did. Showing my age there. I remember trying to do that at school.
I remember being taught how to do it at school.
Yeah, we're both old, by the way.
Yes, very, very old.
Yeah. Still in our 30s, though, technically.
Yes, technically.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much how our podcast is going to go.
Yeah, just ramblings.
Yeah, just two
guys in their 30s
talking crap and waffling on about whatever subject we decide to waffle on about.
Yes.
Speaking of which,
oh, what a transition.
So I have a question for you. I just want your opinion on something.
Okay.
Remakes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I want your opinion on remakes. And now this could be anything from movies, video games, or music. How do you feel about remakes?
Mostly bad.
Okay.
Like almost entirely bad about remakes. If I hear there's going to be a remake or there's a remix of something, a little piece of me dies inside. But I do appreciate that not all remixes and the like or reimaginings, Disney fans. I appreciate that not all are bad, but come on, let's be honest, they're mostly bad. What examples do you have?
Well,
that's going to be like a initial question, surely.
Well, like I'm not going to lie.
You love them.
I have, yeah. I'm all for them. I have absolutely no problem with them. And I'll sort of get into explain. I'm not saying that they're all great. They're not. But I don't have a problem. I see why they do them.
Money.
But like you watch a film, and now I'll get to what I think in a minute, what I think remakes should be used for, but for however they are used now. So you watch a film and you can go back and you can have films that we loved as a kid, which now are ridiculously old because most of them were probably old when we watched them as kids anyway.
Yep.
And you can love them and you can have these great fond memories of them. Mm-hmm. You go back and watch them, and I've done this with a few, and you go back and watch it and you go, yeah, I still enjoy it. But you know what? Oh my God, that looks shit. And I'm all for going, if we did that today, that'd look so much fucking better.
Well, funnily enough, right, this is totally by chance. I went to bed last night and
as
Mrs. H. Pardon?
As we all did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But this is my story. I'm the main character here. Thank you very much. I went to bed. I went to my bed last night when my wife was watching Jurassic Park. And I even commented saying, 30 years later, and the CGI and the effects in that film piss all over most CGI films these days.
Yes.
And in my humble opinion, I know they're starting to show their age, but they are so good for their time. But, and if you remade Jurassic Park now, it wouldn't have the charm. It would not have the charm that it did in 1993.
And
no way would it.
Strangely, Jurassic Park was going to be one of my examples.
Oh, okay.
Of pretty much what you've just said.
Right.
But the reason, you look at Jurassic Park, and like you were saying, even now, it looks incredible. If you look at the new Jurassic parts, the special effects are great, but there's some that you always can tell is just a little bit off. And that's
Right.
because the new one relies so much on CGI. The original went, here's a big ass fucking animatronic, and we're going to use camera tricks to make it look bigger. And you watch it and you go, oh, it looks incredible. It looks like it's really there, because they were. You know, when the velociraptors were coming through the doors, they were coming through the doors. You know, they were animatronic things that the kids were hiding from. So, like Jurassic Park, like special effects wise, yeah, it still looks incredible.
So good.
But there are, like, you know, others that maybe don't and could do with a touch up. But it's just, my whole thing is, a lot of people, they hear about remakes and you always get the people who go, oh, why would you do that to that film? You know, you're ruining my childhood. No, they're not. Shut up. That film still exists. You know, you want to stick to the original, watch it. You don't have to.
I will. Thank you very much.
You don't need to automatically hate.
Yes, I do. You're talking directly to me. Yes, I do.
Because it comes up because this might be old news. Just to clarify, people may already know this, but how little I pay attention to social medias and stuff because I'm old. This was news to me. That they are redoing Back to the Future.
Oh, I think I did know that. It won't be as good. I know it won't be as good.
But does it matter?
Yes, it fucking matters. Come up with something else.
Because,
like, have a time machine, have a time travel story, but leave Back to the Future alone. It had its moment. It had its time. Do something else.
But see, like, I love the Back to the Future trilogy. I absolutely love it.
Superb.
But you go back and watch it now. I mean, the cast was impeccable.
Bro.
Yeah, they were spot on.
Who's going to be a Marty McFly then? I bet it's Tom Holland.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Probably.
yeah, you've literally heard it here first.
But problem is, like, there'll probably be someone like Pedro Pascal as Doc, just because he's flavor of the month.
Well, he can be flavour of whatever month he wants, because I'd love him. So Pedro, if you're listening, I love you.
Yeah, you, me, and Pedro. We were the three listeners this week.
Calvin Harris.
Yeah.
But
just talking about Pedro Pascal. Just there. Do you know Bella Ramsey's from our neck of the woods?
No.
Yeah, she's from like East Leek or something.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's Midlands girl.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking good for her.
Yeah, well played.
Yeah. Well done, Bella.
You made it out.
That's it. If Bella can do it, we can.
Exactly. We'll be.
I mean, we've left it a little late, but
it's never too late.
Nah, you're right.
We'll be dining with Bella, Pedro, and Calvin in no time.
Did you guys hear our podcast?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Tom Holland will be too busy filming Back to the Future.
Yeah. Getting chased by a fucking Jurassic World dinosaur, probably.
Yeah. So
do you think they'll keep the DeLorean, or do you think they'll have some shit modern car?
I think it has to be a shit modern car, because the whole point with the DeLorean was it was a joke. The whole thing about it getting up to
88 miles per hour.
Yeah, was the fact that was a joke, because getting a DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour was, So I think they'd have to.
So it'd be like a Fiat 500 or a Nissan Micra or something.
Yeah, it will be some form of electric car.
Oh, no doubt, yeah. Or it will be electrified when they go to the future or something.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But But yeah, no, I'm for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy with remakes because I'm happy to watch something and judge it on that without automatically hating it because it's done something that you enjoyed as a child.
No, I think you make a fair point that it should be judged on itself, but I know it would be terrible.
What I do think they need to consider is they take films where they go, oh, people loved these, now we can redo it and we can make it better. And people automatically go, oh, but it was fine how it was, you should leave that alone, we loved this film. And they're like, yeah, we know you loved it, that's why we're redoing it, because we think if we redo it, we're going to get more money in.
Yeah, you'll give us another 15 quid to go and see it at the cinema.
Exactly. But what they should consider,
if you really loved it, you'd go and see it again.
They should look at shit films that had promise. Films that, like, the story's not too bad, but the film was shit, and go, yeah, let's redo that. Let's turn this into a great. I mean, they won't do it because they'll go to a studio and go, we're going to remake this, and they'll go, but that was shit.
Yeah, what if they did it with something like The Room?
Exactly. Yeah, tell a really heart-wrenching, dramatic story.
Yeah, but they've got Daniel Day-Lewis in it instead.
Tom Holland.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be amazing.
But what about remakes in other media?
What, like music?
Yeah, or I know with music, people will be like, "Oh, well, technically that's a cover. It's a remake, isn't it? You call it whatever you want. It's a remake."
It's the same principle, isn't it? I think you can do good covers. I've got songs that are covers that I would consider better than the original. In my humble opinion, not very many. But there are that I really, really, really like that. I'm just trying to think of an example off the top of my head. What's the Kate Bush one that everyone was listening to recently? Oh, Running Up That Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever it's called. Have you heard the Placebo version?
No, I have not.
Oh, when we finish this, listen to the Placebo version. It is a fine piece of music. It's very good.
Okay.
It really works. It really does. But then you'll have, well, I mentioned this to you and our other friend, who I hope we get on here one day. The recent version that has just taken a shit all over children by Robert Miles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who it's by, what it's called, but it's fucking terrible. Now, I personally am sick to death of hearing Children by Robert Miles due to where I work and the frequency in which I hear it played.
Which is a shame because it's such a good song.
Yeah, but Fable is better, personally. I think Fable was better. And I'm glad no one thinks that, because otherwise it would be Fable getting played on the radio every day, and Fable that I would be sick of hearing.
That's true.
Yeah. So in a way, I'm glad that, because it protects Fable for me. Selfish, I know. But yeah, this new song that pinches the children tune, it just makes me want to bang my head against the wall. But we're getting to that point now where all the remakes or remixes and covers of music is the stuff that we found, as we were becoming teenagers and discovering everything and just falling in love with music. It's now that 20-25 year cycle, and that it's those songs that are getting harvested because it's people our age that are running everything, and it's people our age now that says what's good, which is why fashion trends return. I think anyway, but it seems to be that sort of 20-25 years stuff will come back round in popularity, and listen to the charts now, and there's a lot of shit that either sounds like old stuff or or pinches their tunes. In fact, I heard Calvin Harris talking about Calvin Harris again. Heard his new song the other day. Him and Ellie Goulding. I was sitting in the car with Mrs. H, and we both thought like this sounds like a Sash tune. It sounds like such a 90s tune. And I says to her, like, watch out, like loads of other DJs are going to copy this, and it'll just be for the next year or two. It will be just like 90s style dance music again, which makes me wonder: should I dust off my old shit, and start releasing that and jump on the bandwagon, rather than trying to push forward? So let's just go back 20 years. But you remember, I think is it Not Alone or I'm Not Alone or whatever, by Calvin Harris?
Yes.
About 2008 or something, I think it came out. It had that big open chord synth theme to it. And everybody else started copying him. Like all the pop tunes, they all started doing like the that sort of big open chord riff. And because he's the most popular DJ in the world, expect a lot of 90s style dance music. That's my prediction.
Well,
and if I'm wrong, I know fuck all about music.
Just look,
or trends.
But it's almost like what you've just said is exactly what's happening. Because just look, and I don't know what the song's called, but like say, there's that song that's done really well and everybody loved, and it's just the woman singing to the tune of Blue by Eiffel 65.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
So you're exactly right. If everybody's loving this song and it is just nicked a tune from a, early 2000s dance track.
And it was shit then.
No, it wasn't.
I remember there was a lad at our school from Germany, and you know who I mean.
I do. Sorry for the pause. I was drinking.
No, that's fine. I remember when it came out, and I'll admit I enjoyed it. I it's crap. Come on, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I did enjoy it.
Hell. It was brilliant.
And I went into school the next day. And I was like, "Oh man, have you heard this tune?" He's like, "Well, yeah, I heard it like 2 years ago." Because of course this was back in the day when things would be massive in Europe before DJs brought them back to the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, it's not like that anymore. But yeah, I felt a bit silly. But it's not my fault. I didn't go to Munich and to bring it back. It was somebody else.
Somebody else that heard it and went, this tune will do well.
That's it. I couldn't go and listen to the music abroad and go DJing because I had my GCSEs.
Well, yeah. just unfair.
Yeah.
Hear that, kids? School's unfair. It gets in the way of life.
Yeah. But Jesus Christ, pay attention or you'll end up working shit jobs like us.
That's true. I mean, or have successful podcasts.
Yeah.
With celebrity guests such as Pedro Pascal and Calvin Harris.
Yeah. Unless we get that big and they invite us on theirs.
Oh, yeah.
To boost their numbers.
It could happen.
Hey, you've tuned into Pedro and Calvin's podcast. This week we're lucky enough to get virtual Pint on.
This week's topic. So, what are your opinions on Tom Holland being cast in Dirty Dancing?
Tom Holland stars in the new version of Scarface.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh, go on. I was going to talk about him in Scarface.
But Scarface.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love that film. There's no point in me showing you because, it's a podcast. Nobody's going to be able to see it. I have film real clips and frames, from scenes. I've got like prop dollar and stuff from the film. I love Scarface. Technically, Scarface was a remake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like a 40s or 50s film, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
but it's a new story though. It's a different story.
Yes, I was gonna say the what you'd call the original was about a guy trying to make it in Al Capone's gang, I believe.
Right.
So it's more that kind of, gangster. Whereas they took the idea of a nobody moving up the chain and they wrote what you'd say, is a brand new story. But technically, these people, using air quotes, do still class it as a remake. So it's more a reimagining of a story, I assume.
Reimagining. Properly done, Disney. Listen, do your homework, watch Scarface, then like fucking Basil the Great Mouse Detective.
That'd be
or whatever.
That
CGI Basil. Or like
Scarface Basil. Crossed with crossed with Scarface.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, he's not after Rattingham. He's after Tony Montana. Yeah. Or can we get Al Pacino to play Rattingham?
That we should. I think he would. I think he'd do that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll play Rattingham. It was Vincent Price, wasn't it?
I'm gonna say yes.
I think it was. I think it was one of his last roles or something.
I would search, but now even just picturing the voice in my head, I think you're 100% correct.
I think so.
Not even going to check it. We're just now going to go for, even if it wasn't, that Vincent Price was Rattigan.
Yeah. Was. Now it's Al Pacino. Yeah, watch out. Did you just cover your mouth for my benefit?
I did, yeah. Sorry.
No, I appreciate you. I don't want to smell that. It smells of Monster. Ugh.
Yeah, it would. It would smell of Monster.
Monster Burbs.
It's like two cans down.
Fucking hell. You do them simultaneously?
Yeah, it's the only way.
Shit. Well, I was going to say something before. I completely forgot. It was about a movie. Oh, Scarface, right? I just want to say, like, when I watched it a long time ago, I was expecting it to be overhyped. And I would argue that the hype was massive for it. However, it lived up to it. Can you think of any other films that lived up to the hype out of the top of your head? Because a lot of them are like, it wasn't that good.
I honestly thought you were going to say, can you think of any that didn't? And one straight away came to mind. One that I believe
didn't is fine as well.
One that does not live up to the hype, because I went through the same thing. I thought there's all these classic films that people love, so I'm going to watch them. Scarface was one, and again, I just absolutely love that film. Another one that I do think lived up to the hype because I thought was incredible was The Godfather.
Oh, interesting.
And just to throw this slightly out there,
go on.
I do think Goodfellas was better.
Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Because Goodfellas is an awesome film. Goodfellas is so fucking good, man. I love that film. However, Godfather, though, I bored me to tears. Yeah, it really did. Now, I've said for a while I'm going to give it another go because I don't think I was mature enough to appreciate it as a work of art.
Yeah.
Because I would have been 20 or something, and I probably would have been off my face. So I don't think I was mature enough or in the right state to appreciate what it is. So I will get another go. Eventually, I promise film fans I'll do it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first one, and quite enjoyed the third one.
Right.
The second one wasn't as good.
Robert De Niro in the second one, wasn't he?
Yeah, in my sort of humble opinion. But I did, like I say, I did really enjoy it. But one that has a load of hype and is constantly pop culture referenced, that is absolute dog shit, is Taxi Driver.
No, I like Taxi Driver.
Nah, it's fucking shit. It's boring as sin.
It's not.
I go through like 5 hours of being bored out of my sin just for like 5 minutes of action at the end of the film.
Yeah, it's a bit like Mad Max in a way. Mad Max is a lot of setup for about 5 minutes of payoff near the end.
Yeah, the first
like
Mad Max
the original
film.
Mad Max, and just in case any Americans are like, "Whoa, you're on about the Road Warrior? That was a great film." No, the original Mad Max.
Yes.
Yeah, because
that was another one. To be fair, that got me into watching the trilogy.
Right.
But that was just because my dad owned the trilogy, so I was like, well, I'll watch all of them. But the first Mad Max film, yeah, for the first like hour, bored the shit out of me. Because I'm like, yeah, this is great. This is a great world you're building, but like not a lot fucking happens.
That's all it was, really. It was basically an entire film to set up the franchise. I don't think that was deliberate, but that's certainly how it feels, like watching them all back, like 30, 40 years later. Did you enjoy Fury Road?
Yes.
Now, I had to watch it a couple of times because I didn't really like it the first time because it was so far removed, for me anyway, from the original movies.
Yeah.
And I know there's a big gap, and they've recast Max, and the effects are somewhat better now. But having played the game, the Fury Road was more like the game. I felt anyway, and I enjoyed it on the second viewing a lot more. It was like a totally different experience because I wasn't comparing it to the original trilogy. And I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. Yeah. Even like it was ridiculous.
And even though it was a remake of a classic film.
Well, was it a remake? It was a reboot. kind of different. And it was by the same director. So, he didn't exactly fuck over himself.
Actually.
I'm sure it was, wasn't it?
Actually, it was a reboot. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, though, isn't it? They remade it. He went, I'm going to redo it with better stuff that I can do now because I couldn't do it this way back in the day because we didn't have the stuff to do it.
Yeah, but it wasn't exactly a slow sort of building, was it? It was like an all action.
Agreed.
All action, all the time movie.
It was.
And fucking hell, what's the face? Furiosa?
Furiosa, yeah.
She was such a badass.
She was indeed.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking cool.
What a cool character. It was basically her movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Max was just there for,
kind of a follow-on from the comic that they did for it leading up, which was all basically about her, how she ended up there and what led to her basically seeking the revenge and the escaping, and then obviously the film kind of carries that on.
Though
I believe
can't read, so I wouldn't have read that.
The film, I believe, did come out first, and then they went, "Oh, here's a bit of backstory."
I got you.
But if you were to say go through it and then watch the film, it's flows really well.
Oh, good to know. Well, a bit late for me to do that now, but if you're listening, Calvin, Pedro, and you haven't seen Fury Road yet,
read the comics first.
Talking to Pedro again, did you watch Last of Us in the end?
I have not yet.
No, it's
mainly because I completely forgot about it. Not gonna lie.
Well, it turned out to be rather good in the end.
Which is good, and hopefully
It is good, isn't it?
it will be a step forward to retelling certain like media, like video games.
Yeah.
Good for a chance.
Have you seen Super Mario yet?
No, but I'm not going to lie. I do want to. I know it's a kids film and it was made for a kids film, but I want to watch it.
One of the reviews I heard it was made for children and people of a certain age, our age basically. Yeah, but children and 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
And everyone else between them like, huh? What is this shit? But there's loads of cool references in it, but it's not my kind of film.
Yeah.
But we took her for a treat. Went to the cinema. Went to the Odeon. Got posh recliner seats. It was a good day out. But if we could have picked like something like Trainspotting, I would have gone to see that instead. But I'd have to explain heroin addiction, why there aren't really any trains in it.
What Scottish people are.
Yeah, why she couldn't understand anything that they said.
No. Trust me, they are speaking English. If
sort of.
If I just accidentally offended any Scottish people there.
Oh, it's all right. I know like 2 Scottish people. They'll be fine.
Oh, okay. I was going to say good. So
they have the piss taken out of them all the time. I'm sure that they don't mind at all.
I'm pretty sure as well that Scottish people don't have souls. So I think
whoa.
Most of them are ginger, aren't they?
Whoa. Hey. Look a little closer. Look at yourself as well.
Do you have a soul?
Me? No, I'm an atheist.
All gingers are atheists.
Are they?
Yeah, but they've got no souls, have they?
Fucking hell, man. There's our first bit of controversy. Joe Rogan, we're coming for you and all.
Welcome to our first and last podcast episode.
Yeah, that's right. Anyone else you want to offend while we're...
No, I'll save that for a few more episodes down,
Yeah.
Don't want to offend everybody in one go. There'll be nothing else to talk about.
Start small. We'll start by, other Brits. We'll go for the Welsh next.
Now they've got their own problems.
I don't know enough Welsh people to comment on that. Don't know anyone. Don't know any Welsh people. Actually, no, I do, because I know the same Welsh people you do.
That's true. But I also potentially know more, but
one of my current favourite YouTubers is Welsh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shall I name drop him?
Yeah, you never know. They might. They might invite us with Pedro.
He's the creaky blinder.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Goes after what do you call them? Like people who's misinformation spreaders, basically.
Oh, like me.
Like you.
So you never know.
Worse people than you.
I was gonna say I was assuming I was like I might get my invite and he's gonna be like, so ginger people in souls. I only know like one Welsh guy and he's not a podcaster.
All right. I'm just gonna name drop him anyway. So just on the odd chance that often if you do hear this, just remember I love you. Love you. I know that name.
You big grizzly bear of a man.
So should I put my personalised apologies just in case my Scottish associates get offended?
Nah, they ain't gonna be offended, are they?
I don't know.
You can't offend a Scot. They're like hardcore.
Ding, Davey. I apologise on behalf of my colleague over here. I'd say he didn't mean it, but I suspect he did.
I don't mean it. I love them. I love everybody.
Yeah.
It's not true, actually. I discriminate against everybody equally. That's the problem.
Hey. All right, Kanye.
Like Kanye, my homeboy.
Hey.
I said Kanye, my homeboy.
Your own boy.
Yeah.
Homeboy, own boy. Are you licking that can? I think we've derailed a little bit. It might be time to wrap up. What do you think?
I think we derailed like ages ago.
About 40 minutes ago.
Especially as I was trying to discuss remakes, and we've somehow got onto Kanye West.
Fair enough. Well, why not? We'll put his name and Calvin Harris and Pedro Pascal, all them in the description, so we can clickbait everybody.
Tom Holland,
Bella Ramsey,
yeah,
Al Pacino.
Yeah, just in case, and
Robert De Niro.
If in case they search their own names in Al, if you do happen to listen to this, if you can get us on a roll on the live action Basil the Great Mouse Detective, that'd be brilliant.
Oh, do you know what? You said Basil and you paused. I automatically went to Basil Fawlty.
Interestingly, do you hear that we're going to redo that?
Yes. Well, are they redoing it, or are they just doing a third series of it?
Interesting.
It's him and his daughter.
Yeah.
But I don't believe Prunella Scales is in it.
Is it going to work?
Probably not. If I were him, if I were John Cleese, I would just leave it. Again, it's had its moment. It's got its place in the comedy history books. Just stay there, man. Do something else if you want to write something.
It's still hilarious, but
brilliant.
Would that work
hours.
Again? That's the thing.
Well, could he get away with being 40 Towers? Because 40 Towers, Basil Fawlty. Because I know John Cleese is famously not very progressive, shall we say, or at least not in the eyes of many progressive people. So will it succeed? Because comedy seems to be mostly left wing, as far as I can tell. So I don't know if it will really take like it used to.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly my
is not meant to be a divisive thing. This is just an observation, really.
Because
I don't give a fuck. I think it's funny.
He has been very public and open with his opinion of a joke's a joke, and that's all it is. It's a joke, and if you don't like the joke, then you don't have to like the joke. But just because you don't like the joke doesn't mean it's not a joke.
Wow, that was concise.
That's basically it. It's like you might not agree with some things. You might not think they're funny. You don't have to watch it.
You certainly don't. Just switch it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain comedians that people love. I don't, and I don't like their jokes, so I don't watch them.
Yeah. That's fair.
But yeah, I just think running a TV series like that now with his kind of humour, I think is just going to cause him more backlash than praise.
I think they'll be ready before they've even watched it. They'll be ready to slam it.
Yeah,
I think that says more about the world we live in than anything else. But
indeed. The people that hate remakes before they're even released.
Hey, that was directed at me. That's not nice. Now I know how it feels. fucking hell, man. Well, I'm not talking to you anymore. That's right. Any last words? Any plugs or anything? Where can people find us if they want more?
They can find us on
Oh, we should
Spotify.
probably put like Samaritan's number as well at the end of this.
Yeah.
If they do want more. But there are people you can talk to, you know.
Well, it is true. There are people, including us. Talk to us. We're strangers.
Any suggestions for any topics? Happy to hear them.
And on a...
That was directed at the audience, like anyone beyond you and me.
Yeah, I assumed you weren't, asking me. I assumed that was...
No. I think we're both in agreement
of
of how we're going to, proceed.
Yes, waffle on.
Waffle. Blah, blah, blah. Ah, shit, I've made you big.
Oh. People can't see. You didn't need to tell them.
No, I've just double-clicked on it. There you go. Got your again.
You double-click on it whenever you want.
Christ, technology, man.
I wish it was that easy to make it big.
That's enough. And on that bombshell.
One thing I want to say.
Go on.
As we leave, is all joking aside, I love you all. I love everybody.
I need to get to know you a bit better before I commit.
I'm just easy.
I'm in a loving relationship. Thank you very much.
Me too.
Not with Lee. I should probably clear that up.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, on that note.
You knew what this was.
Thanks for joining our one and only episode.
Yeah, Lee and I are going to go our separate ways now. Okay, thanks for joining Virtual Pint. We might even have a pint next time rather than a glass of water and a can of Monster.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Cheerio.
Goodbye.